Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a new episode of Jumps and Spots on Picadilly. So this is a map that comes up pretty often in the rotation. The first thing that I'll say about this map is that there are quite a few of pretty decent jumps and spots, but there's so much clutter on this map that a lot of this comes down to make sure you're playing your different angles and head glitches and stuff like that. So I'm going to start on this side of the map, and then eventually I'm going to venture over there. Like I said earlier, there are probably 4 or 5 really good spots that you guys want to be utilizing, and then the most of it is just kind of game knowledge, game sense stuff. So to begin with, this is a fantastic search spot. So I'm always sniping when I do this, so I'll come up here. And a lot of people, so in search, there's one side where you spawn over here, and there's another side where you spawn over there, like back in that corner. And essentially what happens is from this spot, you're either going to leave here and go this way, or leave this spawn and go that way. Well, if anybody leaves this spawn and goes this way, you can get a quick snipe on them. So you can jump on top of this box or this bus, but I don't really like to do this. I think it gives you away a little bit too much. So what I'll do is I'll have my sniper, I'll come up here, and you can mantle right on top of this railing right here. So if I go ahead and I jump on this, you'll see that now I'm standing on the railing instead of up on top of the bus. And if I scoot back a tiny little bit, this is the exact route that they come through. So if you're talking about being counter sniped or anything like that, if you're standing right here, it's just not going to happen. So every time I play Picadilly, every single time I play search on this map, I always get somebody coming through here. So this is a great spot. While we're on the catwalk, everybody of course knows about how you can get up on the catwalk this way, but you can also get on it from the other side. So if you come over here to this van, you can mantle on top of it, and then you can run on top of this little fake wall here, and you can jump on top from there. So if there's somebody camping up here, perhaps maybe you're playing search even and you're coming from the other way and you don't want to navigate through all of this broken rubble down here on the bottom, then you can come over to this ambulance, mantle on top of it, and then run across these signs and jump on top like that. So this is a really good spot. I use this pretty often, so a great one there. Next, say this happens all the time in domination. There's B-Dom here, there's a flag over there, and a flag back over here. So C, B, and A. If you have your team if you have the other team in an A spawn trap, some people like to push up to here, and I've seen this happen quite a bit where this is kind of like a choke point, right? The enemy team's over there, maybe an arcade over here, or head camping these stairs down here, and you want to get to the other side of this, and you want to do it pretty freely, so without being seen. So if you come this way, you're probably gonna die. What you can do is you have 3 seconds outside of the map. You can run across and get away this way before you actually die. So you can mantle both of these walls, and it's a free way to get from one side of this choke point to the other and probably sneak up behind people. Again, you just jump over top, sprint, you have 3 seconds to get over, and that's exactly how long it takes. So that's one of my favorite spots on this map. Again, if there's somebody, head glitching over here or laying down or doing one of these guys, then just run around, sprint around, and shoot them in the back. Next thing, huge power point on this map is up here in this athletic shop. So if you come through here, go through this door, go up the stairs, this is a huge power point, right? When I do lines of sight on this map, I'll talk about this one in particular, but for jumps and spots, you have to be able to counter that. And you'll notice that these maps are designed to be able to counter stuff like that. So if you come over here, there's this little scaffolding. You can jump on top of the scaffolding, jump on top of this roof, and the only bad thing about this is that it's a little bit too low, so you can't quite shoot from here unless they're really close. If they're standing back at all, then you'll have to mantle again before you shoot them. So you might want to do something like throw a stun, get it to go off, and then jump up and get this kill. But it's an alternate way to get up top here. So this might be the most useful one in the map. This is a really good one. A couple more that I'll show you real quick. Anytime you see something like this, so one of these concrete blocks next to one of these tarps, you can get on top of it. So how useful this is, I don't know, but you can get on top of here, you can jump to the next one and mantle up, and then you can jump on top of this bus over here. Again, how useful it is, I don't really know. There is a spawn trap over here if you have A and B dom and they're spawning here at C dom and you're pushed up a little bit and they're back here. So this could be decent maybe if you have an LNG, but I don't know. I wouldn't stay up here too often, but just know that it's possible. So If you want to get up here, by all means, the possibility is there. Last thing, these buses here in the middle you can also get on top of. So again, if you have something like this next to something like that, you can probably get on top of it. So mantle on top of this truck, and then you can jump on top of the buses, and from here you can climb on every single one of these buses that's here in the middle. I've done this a couple times on search, and it's pretty decent for search. So if you think about it, if you're in this spawn and you have a sniper rifle, the places that you can be sniped from would be catwalk, somewhere over here, this cut over here by BDOM, or if somebody pushes up underneath this building. Well, if I'm laying down, that essentially takes catwalk out of play. It takes this out of play because they can't see me because of this statue in the middle, and this obviously you could be shot from. But I like to come up here because if there's somebody sniping on the other team, this gives me a really good line of sight back into where they come out of that spawn, even on top of this bus right here where people like to spawn and camp also in search and destroy. So again, how useful it is, I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to be standing right here in the middle of the map, but just know that it's possible to jump along all of these buses. Perhaps maybe you have a 1v1 in search or something, and you're over here, and the enemy's down here in the middle of the buses. Nobody would ever expect you to be up here and get the kill from up here, so use it situationally. But I don't know, it is what it is. Last thing, over here in the bookstore, this isn't necessarily a jumps and spots, but just know that it's available over here. So if you come in, there's a headquarter in here. So if you're playing headquarters and you want to watch this door, so maybe your team's spawning on this side, this would work. But as soon as somebody comes in, they're gonna go ahead and check these. So my simple advice to you is to go up these stairs. You can't go all the way. This is as high as you can go, but this has gotten me probably 4 or 5 kills in a row, just because if you're on the enemy team and you're trying to breach this hard point and you come in, you're going to be looking around here. Last thing that you're going to do with all of these open sight lines that you can be shot from is turn in and look way up here. So if you're playing headquarters or trying to go for kill streaks or something, use this spot. There's so much going on in here that people don't look for it. Oh, and last but not least, there's an empty room back here. There's a back room. So I was playing headquarters once. This is probably like the 3rd or 4th day of the game. I almost had it deleted. So I had the headquarters captured, and then somebody was hiding back here, came out and killed. There were like 3 or 4 of us. So that back room is really useful also. Last but not least, I know I keep saying this, but what I'll tell you about this map is that don't be afraid to utilize a lot of these like vehicles as head glitches like this. They will blow up, so if I took this grenade and just cooked it and threw it at this truck, they will blow up. But if they're already blown up like they are right now, then you can use them perfectly and it won't blow up again, obviously. So don't be afraid to use these, stuff like this over here. There's so much just random stuff. Pillars and cars and tents and trash cans and ambulances, and there's just so much stuff on this map that don't be afraid to come up, mount on top of these things, use these things to your advantage. So with that, that's my episode of Jumps and Spots on Picadilly. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Like 60% of the people that are watching my videos aren't subscribed, so if you could hit me with a subscribe, I would appreciate that a lot. Don't forget to leave without leaving a like, and with that, I will catch you in the next